Brilliance Audio presents Raising Them, Our Adventure in Gender Creative Parenting by Kyl Myers, performed by the author. What are you having? The question would come out of nowhere. I'd be standing in line at the grocery store or pumping gas, and I'd realize a stranger was staring at my growing belly and in desperate need of knowing my fetus's body parts. It seemed everyone wanted to know. My friends, my coworkers, strangers at the movie theater, the person waiting in line at the post office. It was the most common question I was asked during my pregnancy. "Oh, I'm having a human baby, actually, and I'm really excited," I wanted to say. I never said that, though. "We're going to wait and see. I want to be surprised," was my usual response. People would quickly move on or tell me I was brave for feeling like I could prepare for a newborn without knowing the gender. I wasn't quite ready to tell everyone that I had no plans to announce my kid's sex or gender, ever. In fact, if you want to get technical, my partner Brent and I had found out our child's sex chromosomes in the very early stages of my pregnancy through a genetic test. But we didn't think those results told us anything about our kid's gender. We imagined it would be years before our child would tell us, in their own way, how they viewed their own gender identity. Until then, we would try our hardest to create a world free of gendered expectations of how children should behave and be treated. Writing this book a few years later, fully entrenched in raising an amazing preschooler named Zoomer, I can say with confidence that I'm not an expert in a lot of things related to parenting. I'm not a child nutrition specialist. We rely on mac and cheese more than I'd like to admit. I'm not a potty learning savant. I'm not a sleep whisperer. I'm not a parenting expert. Who is? But I do feel like I have one aspect of parenting dialed in. I've kept the promise I made to myself to keep Zoomer's life largely free of gender stereotypes and social and cultural norms based on their reproductive anatomy. I do this for Zoomer, so they can discover their own identity without feeling beholden to the boy-girl binary. But I also practice gender creative parenting because I believe it will make the world a better place. The goal is not to eliminate gender. The goal is to eliminate gender-based discrimination, disparities, and violence. My aim isn't to create a genderless world. It's to contribute to a gender-full one. For nearly a decade before the arrival of Zoomer, I was exploring gender with my sociologist hat on. I came to understand the landscape of gender in American culture. Like a geologist analyzing layers of sediment to explain how the land was formed, I studied the layers of social sediment to figure out how gender was formed. I understand sex as the biological components of human anatomy and physiology, chromosomes, hormones, reproductive organs, and genitals, for example, and gender as relating to social and cultural roles and a person's identity and expression. I believe sex and gender are spectrums. There isn't just one way to be male or female or intersex, and gender doesn't just mean boy or girl or man or woman, but includes numerous identities like non-binary, agender, demi-boy, demi-girl, genderqueer, and so many more. There are as many ways to experience sex and gender as there are humans on the planet. Gender is socially constructed, and how gender is defined and experienced changes across time and geography and will continue to do so. I've come to understand that gender is one of the strongest predictors of health and economic outcomes, and it's not because of the anatomy someone is born with. It's because of the social pressures, expectations, stereotypes, and restrictions people and systems put on those bodies. From the day a child is born, they are treated differently on the basis of a gender assignment. Even though children with vulvas are remarkably similar to children with penises, a cultural norm of biological essentialism leads to children being given different names, different clothes to wear, and different toys to play with, being described with different adjectives, being given different opportunities, and being pushed toward different destinies. Too often, assignments and assumptions are wrong, and individuals have to fight to be recognized for who they really are. I see the inequities in adulthood, women torn to sexually objectified bits during political campaigns, men told they aren't as capable as women of being great parents, women not getting paid as much as men, Men not seeking health care because of the severe pressures of masculinity expecting them to shake off pain, be it emotional or physical.